Andrew has dreamed up a name for an activism campaign. He just lacks a cause. As we know, branding is everything these days. But is it everything?
There was a campaign called Kony 2012. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Now, that'll be on YouTube, so you can look at it when we've finished. Just like to remind yourself, you know, what was Kony 2012? Kony 2012 was an American guy and his kid who got a lot of people together, like in a room, like lots of rooms, wearing all the same t-shirt and like jumping around, in order to bring down an African warlord.
Who'd kidnapped some.
Well, he did.
Children,
Well, he did.
Just
Yeah.
trying to make him famous so people would pay attention to him.
Yeah, people. Yes, that's right. So it was like, oh, if we make this guy and his crimes really famous,
International pressure.
then people, you know, the UN will go.
Did it work?
We're still talking about it. I don't know if he's still going.
I can't remember if there was an end point.
Well,
That's the thing with some campaigns. They don't really show you how it ended.
no, I don't know, but I've got a feeling that Kony is stronger than ever.
Oh.
I don't think I'm not sure. In the comments, if you know him, you know, say. But my understanding was that he was just like, he was kind of like because he's a bad guy apparently, like the negativity just empowered him even further.
Yeah. Did it pull people to the cause maybe as well?
You think I'm bad now? I'll show you, you know, that kind of vibe.
You run that risk with these campaigns, don't you? Maybe there were some people sitting around kicking their heels thinking, I wish there was a warlord that I could go and join. And then suddenly there's this big international attention on Kony and
There was a lot of effort put into the presentation because it was all launched on the same day in 2012, and I remember it. I think I was on Twitter and all this Kony, hashtag Kony 2012. I was like, what's that? It's everywhere. What is it? And you click on it and you'd watch a kind of 10-minute video. As I say, lots of people in t-shirts, running around, lots of people kind of in quite affluent areas, and lots of children talking about or attempting to talk about complex subjects, which is always, you know how every kind of vox pop session on TV news, not about like, you know, dangerous things that have happened, but where they'll talk to a kid and get like well, I thought it was really good. Yeah. And you got that kind of level.
Yeah.
And actually, I mean, to be honest, half the adults is just the same with a deeper voice. But, you know, these, what they did was they said, oh, laddie, or whatever his son, I'm sure it was his son, who would now be, I guess he'd be about 20 now. He'd say to him, oh, talk about how bad Mr. Kony is in Africa. He'd go, oh yeah, I don't like Mr. Kony because he's bad to kids. And it's like, well, it's technically, I mean, I think it sounds, there was never a trial, but you know, it's kind of spot on. It's accurate, but there's not
a lot of pizzazz, is there?
No, it's sort of playing to the heartstrings. Oh, this child is unhappy about the things that have happened to children that aren't like him, and it all went a bit south because, like, the guy running it. Do you remember this?
I think, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know about this bit.
I'm pretty sure he got naked. Is that right? And behaved inappropriately in public, like in a bank or something.
For the protest?
No,
like
I think
trying to
all the
highlight what he was
international
doing.
attention.
He wasn't. He didn't expect. I don't think he. Well, he hoped that his campaign would be effective, but it's like
there was a lot of focus on him.
Yeah, because people wanted to know more, and all he'd done is make a really flashy kind of marketing style video, right? So he's like made his flashy video, hoping that the UN will go, this Mr. Kony is beyond the pale. We're gonna bomb Africa, and hopefully we hit him with one of our bombs. Yeah, so they're like, yeah, because that's what they do, right? Because it's not
up and down.
They don't know where he is. They
Carpet.
don't know where he is. They just have to.
The scattergun effect.
We reckon we got him.
Carpet
we reckon
bomb,
we got him.
north to south.
They've got to get rid of them because they've got to buy more of them. Okay, it's got to get. If you've got a bomb, right, as a military power, it's no good just having them sat there. You need to fire them.
They'll go off eventually.
They will go off, and there's nothing worse than an off bomb. So, so we shouldn't joke because it's serious. And so Mr. Kony is expecting to be carpet bombed, but it never happened. The UN were not that interested in the flashy video, and the fella gets under all this pressure. He feels like, oh, I've got to keep. Kony 2012 isn't doing what I was hoping. It's nearly 2013, which means we can't talk about it anymore, even though we're trying to. What can I do? I just think he got overawed by the pressure. He got naked and was just like walking around in the street, kind of slapping the ground and just talking to himself. I don't think he like he didn't attack anybody.
No.
But he was filmed doing that, and that was enough to kind of hurt his credibility, I suppose.
It's silly that would hurt. I mean, obviously not a great look for someone who's trying to campaign, but
the campaign itself is still the campaign.
Yeah,
but I think he was then just like a point of ridicule, and this was 2012 as well. So now we're much more, I think, attuned to mental health problems and that sort of thing. Whereas back then, everyone was just like, "What a freak!"
Rub some dirt on it and run off.
Yeah. There was probably an element of that. But also, I mean, even in today's attuned times, which I think is a good way of putting it, you would probably say that hasn't helped. I mean, if the spokesperson for the campaign is wandering around naked, kind of yelling in the street, you would go,
"That's not.
Is this being run
cause
properly?"
No damage.
Yeah.
So for Kony,
2024, because we're running out of time. And I don't want to fall into his trap of feeling pressurised because if we did Kony 2023, right?
Enormous pressure.
Then I'd be like, God, we've got like weeks to sort this out.
Yeah. You would be naked in the street in like 10 days.
Yeah, in December.
Yeah.
Right? This guy lived in California, so he was okay. You walk around naked in California. I think you actually can now. Don't think you could then, but it's warm enough, right?
So he affected that.
He was a trailblazer, yeah.
Yeah, he was. So there should be more naked. If people want to be naked in California, they can do it.
That was his other campaign that he was running.
Maybe
that's 2023.
Yeah, maybe that was the real one. Maybe that was the real one. So I'm saying 24. So we've got like so we've got kind of 3 months to take a kind of running jump at the launch, and then we've got a full year of campaigns. So we do a lot more than just a flashy video. I'm not going to have any kids in the video. I want there to be credibility, right? So I don't need an 8-year-old saying, but the problem I've got is I don't have a target. What I'm doing is I'm hijacking Kony, but I don't care about Kony. If he's done bad things, I wish him ill. If he's done all of these bad things, I wish him ill. Okay, I could do no more. I'm not going. I wouldn't know how to find him.
Right.
If he's in the Congolese jungle somewhere, I ain't finding him.
Probably wouldn't want to find him.
So here's a question: if the target of the campaign is not going to be Kony, and you're not going to use kids, and you don't want to run around the streets naked, and you're going to have more than a flashy video, why call it Kony 2024?
Just the association. It was such an effective. I mean, they really did nail the marketing on that.
Yeah.
We're talking about it 11 years later, and we know what we're talking about. You remember things about it. You remember things about it. And would you say, on average, you're people that really pay attention to things?
Depends on the thing.
Yeah. But you wouldn't go, oh yeah, I pay loads, right? You'd be like somewhere in the middle sector.
Yeah.
Cursory
like,
glance.
I pay attention to things, and I pay attention. Oh, that was interesting. What was that? A bit sort of there, yeah, like they're in the 40 to 60 band, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're in there, and they remember it from like 11 years ago. So we just hijacked that. Got nothing to do with the guy. The Kony 2012 people are not going to do anything about it because it was ages ago, and hopefully things have improved. I mean, he didn't stay naked. I mean, and that was 10 years ago plus. So I've
not checked back in with him. I wonder how he's doing.
Probably is at some
Probably
point
bought him some
every
jeans.
day, but look, I just think it's a good starting point. You know,
Definitely.
People know what the campaign. They've heard of the campaign, so you immediately go, Kony 2024. Are they going after that guy again?
Piques their
and then
interest,
you go, click. You go, oh no, they're not. Ooh, yeah.
But
and
what
what we
are
need
they?
to do is that sound I just made. Ooh, yeah. What do we come up with that makes them make that sound?
Well, I have something that's quite close to my heart.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
I think we should let pandas die.
Ooh,
And we should,
that's a different kind of.
and we should
Yeah.
stop. We
Stop.
should stop trying to force pandas to be alive.
Yeah,
Okay, hear me out.
yeah,
Because thousands of years ago, the panda was actually a predator and was much more like a grizzly bear. But they got lazy
yeah.
and decided they didn't want to hunt anymore, and so they just started eating the thing that was nearest around them, which is bamboo. They actually can't digest bamboo properly, and bamboo has such little nutritional content that they have to eat it for like 20 hours a day. Also, they don't want to have sex.
No, they don't.
They don't want to mate with each other anymore.
Really narrow window.
Yeah, so I'm thinking, all of these factors considered, do they want to be alive? And I think the answer is no.
Yeah.
That's a
And
very good point.
we,
yeah.
we could save a lot of resources
Yeah.
and time and suffering for the pandas if we just
don't
release
do
them all
anything.
and just let
Let them do their thing.
Yeah.
let nature take its
So
course.
in about 40 years, there'd just be no pandas because
Yeah.
they'd have all died.
And I wouldn't feel bad because
No.
it's their fault.
Yeah.
We did all we could. We've tried for
did try.
decades to I mean,
Spent
we
a lot
probably
of
also
money.
probably shot a lot of them as well. But we tried to right that wrong, and they wouldn't have it.
Yeah.
Maybe evolution would kick in and they develop some new skill that
Yeah,
became useful.
maybe we're holding them back.
We've
Start
got
producing
there's-
Wi-Fi or something.
So maybe I
There's a-
shouldn't
there's a
say
chance.
maybe the campaign shouldn't be kill the pandas. It should just be release the pandas.
Release, yeah, get them out of there.
Yeah.
Release. But I do like, but having said that, I do like the idea of like just stopping trying to help things that are going extinct.
Mhm.
Yeah. Where you just go, right, look, honestly, if we weren't really helping you, you'd be dead. We can't do that anymore, right? Because you are choosing death. You're choosing it. You're
Yeah.
choosing it.
They're resistant to our
Yeah,
help.
Yeah.
you're like, oh, they're really, like you're throwing these creatures together. Come, mate. Some of them do, and you put in millions of pounds worth of effort to get a baby, and you go, oh God, we've got them for a bit longer. So if we had a campaign that was just effectively let things go extinct, so that's brilliant. So, ooh,
It's very powerful. Like you see an article saying this person wants to kill the well, not kill the pandas, wants to let pandas die.
Yeah.
Sorry, what?
yeah.
And then you
What
have
is
a
that?
quite
Kony
cogent argument,
2024.
Kony 2024. What's that? Ooh, that's That's more of an ooh that would make.
Mm.
Ooh. Let things go extinct. Let it happen. Leave them alone.
Yeah, just
leave the
them
animals alone.
It's a kindness.
It is. Because look, at the end of the day, you aren't killing anything really.
Exactly.
You're just letting it die. You're just saying, forget it. We've got videos of pandas.
Yeah.
We've done that now. I mean, that's one thing. 100 years ago, you might go, oh, it'd be nice if we had some moving pictures, like really good quality moving pictures of this creature before we let it die.
Like the dodo, we've not got a lot of
No,
physical
like a
evidence of that,
stuffed
have
one
we? But
somewhere
yeah,
or
but that's
something,
not.
but-
I mean, in 5 years' time, we can get an AI hologram of a panda, probably on our phones.
Yeah.
So
They'll still be alive in 5 years. Everybody who cares to see one still has a chance to do so.
yeah,
But we just don't.
we just don't mention them.
force them together anymore.
Yeah.
And we just go like, leave it. Just leave it. Okay. No more pandas. Loads of video of them. Because as they're on the way out, people are just going to shoot tons of video, aren't they? And it's going to be endless. You have like Panda Tube, won't you? Just be like, oh right, it's got its own website, you know. I don't know. You could paint a polar bear as well if you were just a bit of black. It's just the ears and around the eyes, and there's like black arms, isn't it? That's it.
What is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the difference between a panda and a polar bear.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
In markings, I know they live in slightly different places. But
I thought you were talking about a separate campaign that was paint a polar bear.
paint a polar bear for people who miss pandas in 40 years when there aren't any. Yeah, because there'll still be polar. Listen, I know they go, polar bears, no. And then when they actually add up the ice, they go, oh, actually, there's loads of it. They're fine, all right? If there's one thing I'm going to come away from this saying, polar bears are all right. They're okay. And they'll breed.
Oh yeah, they love it.
They love it. And
They can't stop.
And they are killers. They will kill you. If you go up there, be careful. You take a powerful rifle, because
Or some bamboo, apparently that's quite an attractive prospect for a
Yeah.
bear.
maybe you
If you want to make them
If you
docile,
tried this,
yeah.
if you tried this, I think at the point
It's a hard
where the
sell.
polar bear is in range of the bamboo that you're holding, you've got problems. That's
That's a tough sell.
that's hard.
Mm.
That's hard to do.
Gosh, that was some really good quality entertainment, wasn't it? Your life has been improved and it didn't cost you a penny. But you must still pay. Subscribe to the channel or you will meet with a revenge so swift and crushing that you'll barely even notice it. Don't believe me? It might have already happened and you can't tell.